All right, guys, welcome back to this segment. I hope you're doing well. There are some interesting stories, of course, and I'm here to let you guys know what's currently happening with our team. And I'm going to start with the Nigerian Falconets, that's the Nigerian Super Falconets, and what's happening with them. You recall that they are still in Colombia, making us proud, winning games. Obviously, the last game they played against Venezuela, they crashed Venezuela 4-0. It was the same day that the Super Eagles played their game, but our girls played later in the night, I think around 8 p.m. But it was a resounding victory for the ladies who came out victorious against a really decent Venezuela side, which fought to get something out of that game just to try and see if they can stay and qualify as one of the best losers. But it didn't work out for them because our girls were really powerful, and then completely disoriented them. And so with that victory over Venezuela, we qualified as the second best team in Group D. Germany actually retaining their first place, even though they lost against South Korea 1-0, but they still qualified as the group leaders, and then that placed us in the second position. So right now, we have been drawn to play Japan for the round of 16, and that game is going to come later on the 13th of September, which is only a couple days from now. Today is 9th, so it's still within this week. And so our girls find themselves in a very tricky round of 16 game against Japan, because Japan is actually one of the best performers in this year's FIFA Women's Under-20 competition. They actually, came out top in the Group E after they, defeated all the opponents in this group. They came up with maximum 9 points, and it's not just about the collecting all points from the group games. They actually scored some really impressive goals against New Zealand, which was their first game in that group. They won New Zealand 7-0, and then also beat Ghana 4-1, and then their last game they defeated Austria 2-0, which is something that worries me a lot, because this is a very good side. And if the Super Falconets are going to progress beyond Japan, we are going to be very lethal. We are going to be on our A game and then convert all of our chances. It's not like the group games that we played and we were missing all of our chances, especially in the German game. I saw that we missed a lot of chances. But again, Chris Danjuma knows the task ahead. I'm sure he's going to communicate it to the girls, and I'm sure they are already watching clips and practicing on how to neutralize this Japan side. So as I mentioned, the game is coming up on the 13th of September, and the time for that one is going to be around 2 p.m. Nigerian time. But I'll definitely let you guys know the build up to that game before it eventually happens. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss updates like this. And then moving forward to the next story I have here, let's move into the camp of Nigerian Super Eagles. Of course, in the last video, I let you guys know that the team is already in Kigali. That's the capital of Rwanda, where they are going to play their second African Cup of Nations qualifiers game against Rwanda. And they are doing really well, settling in. But again, the coach and the captain, William Tusekong, have now come out to talk, for the first time after they landed Kigali. And for Eguavoen, he is very optimistic about Nigerian Super Eagles' chances against Rwanda. He feels that the team has the momentum at this point because of that emphatic victory that they had against Benin Republic. He feels that that is going to motivate the guys going into this game, and that they are going to fight, to get the victory. In his words, he said, "We have the right mentality now, and the mood in camp is excellent. Everyone in camp is eager for us to pick up the 3 points in Rwanda and stay firmly on top of the qualifying table. We are here for business, and I am happy that everyone is on the same page." He also goes on to say, "I am also happy that we have arrived here in good time, and the players can rest well while we look forward to the official training on Monday afternoon." So the coach is effectively confirming that the training is going to start today afternoon. It should already be be going on right now, because I'm making this video around 2:30. So that's what Eguavoen has now said. But it wasn't just Austin Eguavoen who has given a statement, after they arrived Kigali. The captain, of course, also said a number of things, and it's still, in the same line with what the coach has said, and is that the team is fully focused, and they are really fired up to get all 3 points in the home of the Rwandan side. And just to put it how Akon said it, he says, there is nothing much to see other than that we are here for a purpose. Our target is the 3 points, and we have spoken among ourselves on the imperative of going hard for it from the first blast of the referee's whistle. It is going to be a tough game because Rwanda have a good team and got a point from their first match. We must not relent throughout the 90 minutes. So that is the word of motivation coming out from the captain himself. And of course, just like Akon said, Rwanda actually played their first game while we were playing Benin Republic. Rwanda were also playing Libya, and that game ended in a 1-1 draw, which puts us comfortable, at the top of that table with 3 points. And we are going to now try to get another 3 points to make it 6 points, and be there comfortable at the top of that Group D, for this FIFA break until November, when they come again to play more qualifying rounds. And the time is going to be 2 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow. I'll definitely let you guys know, the developing stories leading up to that one. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on bell notification to get updates like this. But living in Nigerian Super Eagles camp, let me let you know that Mikel has now reviewed on the latest video on his Obi-Wan podcast how the transfer situation with Victor Osimhen, resulted in him not making that move to Chelsea. Of course, that Mikel is someone that has always supported the idea of Victor Osimhen joining Chelsea, and he has been saying that, on different platforms, on his podcast, across medias in UK, but eventually it didn't happen. But Mikel Obi is saying from his podcast that he was involved in the deal, that he was actually following the process. He was in close contact with Victor Osimhen, and that he can confirm that did Chelsea actually agreed a deal with Victor Osimhen, and it almost worked out, but some little details, some little things here and there made the deal to not work out before the transfer deadline. Mikel actually said a lot of things, including debunking the rumor that was going around social media back then that Victor Osimhen is a greedy person, that he was demanding half a million pounds from Chelsea every week. That he wasn't willing to reduce his wages to join Chelsea. This was what was prevalent, on social media at that time. But Mikel is coming out to say that there is nothing like that. There was never any time that Osimhen, was demanding for such amount of money from Chelsea. He said that Osimhen is not greedy, that he didn't request for that kind of money. The only thing that he is aware that Osimhen did was that he requested for the money that he feels, he deserves to earn for a player of his caliber, but nothing like Osimhen being greedy and insisting on a really huge pay from Chelsea. But Mikel is insisting that Chelsea still has Osimhen on their radar, and that they could potentially come back in January or latest in the summer to try and sign Victor Osimhen, that they've already made tremendous progress with this deal, and that if they come back, it's going to be something that becomes easy because they've already passed the hardest part of this deal. So he's still keeping his fingers crossed, and this is something that could still work out. And he also said that Victor Osimhen really wanted to go to Chelsea, because he had agreed to the terms, and just didn't work out at the dying minutes, which was why he was devastated, because of the outcome. And it's not just Mikel Obi who's confirming that Osimhen wasn't in a good mood or wasn't in a good place after that transfer saga. Igalo also confirmed that, although I didn't talk about that on this channel, but Igalo, also revealed that Victor Osimhen wasn't really, happy. We'll see what happens from here, but of course, right now, Victor Osimhen is going to be focusing on his on his future with Galatasaray, which is a club that he currently signed for, and he's going to want to give his best to the team, because they obviously spent a lot of money to bring him, actually taking up the responsibility of paying his wages. And then we saw how the fans, welcomed him and made him happy. So the man has a new task ahead. Whether or not Chelsea is going to come in the future still remains to be seen. But right now, he focuses on the national team duty with a very important game against Rwanda tomorrow. And then he travels back to Galatasaray to start his journey with this new club side. That's the update, guys, for this minute. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. Stay tuned. More updates coming soon.